Good morning, hockey fans, and welcome to the Hector Arena, the home that Dana Teapot Johnston built. We're live with High Button Sports for some early morning action right here in a barn with history. As our friend Ken Reed from Sportsnet would say, this is where legends were made. 4 straight Junior C championships from 83 to 86 for the Pictou County Mariners back in the day. Buckle up, it's game day, a rare morning game here as part of a Sobeys Cup matchup here. The Fundy Highland Stars Hockey Organization. The first place Northern Subway Select, sitting 11-1, will face off against the visiting 6th place 4-5-1 Cape Breton Lynx. We are about 15 to 30 seconds away from puck drop here. It's the Selects and Lynx from the Hector Arena here in Pictou, Nova Scotia. Hang tight, we'll be back with puck drop here in just a few moments. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back just about ready for puck drop here. My name is Matt Dudelay for High Button Sports. Starting goaltender first for the Lynx, number 37, Abby Jessam, a 1-1-0 record to her name. And in the far net, number 31, Lydia Mason, as we are underway now. As the first touch will go to the Selects, but it's lofted through the middle. A little ping pong in front of the Lynx bench here. Poked free by Landry, trying to get into some open ice now as the Selects go back the other way. That's league leader Hallie Rose McLean was stripped of the puck there from Danny Ray McGinnis, who rips it in. And my apologies, it's Amy Field down there for the Selects, wearing number 1. 3-0-0, perfect record as Rose McLean fires across ice. That's going to be waved off through the neutral zone as that's going to go all the way down into the Lynx zone. Back for it is Rylan Gabriel, the leading scorer for this Lynx squad from the back end. Now it's going to be lofted in, up and over the goal. This Field lets that one go up and around. Selects, outlet pass. That one bounces off the stick of Morrow as the Lynx will collect here. Dangerous play in the high slot there, nearly stripped of the puck. It's chipped back the other way. Now it's worked out in front of us here. Poking it free, picked up there by Grinton. Grinton inside her own zone. She'll partner it across. That's Carly Boyle. Up the left side, she's going to gain the blue line, get it in deep. Get on the forecheck there is Kate Morrow. Couldn't come up with the puck. Now as the Lynx are going to go back the other way here in transition. Brown takes a bump there at the blue line as that's going to go all the way in onto Field, who will leave it there for Boyle. Stretch pass up the left side. All the way back downside the Lynx zone. Morel hanging onto it, outlet passes, stripped. McLean, opportunity shot there, big save made. First point blank stop there from Jessam as she flashed out the blocker there in a hurry. Worked into the corner. Pinned up against the end wall. Back to the point. Onto the stick there of Burris. Burris is going to work her way back down inside the zone. Pulls it to the middle. Still with it. Leaves it there unintentionally, but that's going to be picked up by Ashton McCaddy. Shot coming from the point. They score. A seeing eye shot from the point off the stick of Ainsley Connolly. And the Selects strike first here on a point shot that got through Jessom. And that'll be the first goal of the game here, just 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the first period. So we'll head back to center ice. The Selects looking to keep their lead in the first place spot here, 11-1 record. Very storied franchise here in the female leagues. Well, they announce the goal as number 4. Yet to see an assist now as Burris tries to get the line. Danny Ray McGinnis picked that puck up. She's going to get the red line and get it in deep now as Field out to play it. She leaves it there for her defender. Connolly, the goal scorer, turned it over in front there dangerously, but it was picked back up by the forward, number 10, Mila Martin, who swooped down in to help out defensively. Back to the point, chipped by Vickers in a foot race here now. Back for it is McLean for the Lynx. She's going to get there first. Pinned up into the corner, in to help out now as Fife Francis McDonald had that puck poked off her stick. And back the other way go the Lynx. Trying to make that pass just inside the blue line there as they lucked out as McNeil now worked down the left side. She carries into the corner, tries to center. Now she will as it's off the back of the skates. Bria Tanner now lofts it over into a quiet zone. There's Lexi McIntyre. Will pick it up here for the Selects. She'll carry it up the ice. She gains the red line. Now she's going to get the blue and get it in deep. And she's going to lead the charge here on the forecheck. Picked up though. Off the wall, Julia Brown's able to get it out. Anna MacArthur loops and gives it to her Dean. A quick transition play back through the middle, looking for Hallie Rose McLean. Poked off her stick. And that one's going to be lofted back down the ice, but it's going to be Cremo's going to get there first. Field came out to play it. She's in a stick battle down there. It was turned over. Opportunity for the Lynx. Shot there. The rebound's loose in front, and good job defensively from MacArthur as she was able to tie up a stick. Now it's turned over just inside the blue line. Chipped through. Held in at the line. Play continues down in the offensive zone. A little bit of a blind spot here at the Hector Arena, much in part to the mesh. Good press here from the Lynx as they look to get equal here. Centering pass, picked off MacArthur. Left it there for McIntyre. McIntyre is going to try and find a lane. It was off the stick and out into the neutral zone area. It's McGinnis now. She's going to get the red line, get it in deep, but she's going to head for a change here, full sail change here for the Lynx. Going to get some fresh legs out there while they have the puck still pinned in. Good line change procedure there from the Lynx. It's the little things like that that do go a long way in these games. Partner pass cross heads up there is Austin on the forecheck. And that puck's going to be lofted up and out of play into the netting, and a real good bounce back shift here from the Cape Breton Lynx. They gave up the go-ahead goal just a few minutes ago and have since carried the play offensively down there in the zone. Face off to the right side of field. Whole new tradition here from the Hector Arena. The Pictou County Pipers senior hockey team played their first game last night. Nice to see the historic Hector Arena still being used. A good crowd here last night, but we're going to focus on the Selects here this morning. Almost said tonight. McLean able to get the blue line and get it back in now. Field once again out to play that puck. Stopping up in behind the goal now is Boyle. Boyle looks through the center ice, picked off by Vickers. Good read there. She carries it in deep. Angione couldn't hang on. Tip to the right side. Selects. Gonna get it in deep there as Morrow got it in on the goaltender, and she's not going to take any chances with a few blue jerseys floating around there in the high slot. So 14:25 left to go here in this first period. Another full day of hockey action here on High Button Sports. Just 3 female games to speak of for today as the Caps and Surge played last night at the Greenfoot Energy Center. Puck all the way down inside the select zone. 2-on-1 down there in the corner. 3 white jerseys now as puck's going to switch sides. Chipped up off the wall. Allie Chisholm through the middle of the ice looking for her intended target. McHattie couldn't get it to go as it's whacked around here in the neutral zone. Up the left side, Brown gets a stick on and gets it in deep. Once again, Field out to play it, and back in a hurry is Connolly. Connolly, the goal scorer here so far for the Selects, fires a pass cross ice dangerously, but Danny Ray McGinnis in to intercept as she gets the red line. She gets it in deep. So game plan pretty simple here so far for the Lynx. Get the puck in behind the goal line, try and make something happen as there's a melee out front. And back to the point. McGinnis had pressure, so she fires it back in a hurry. Into the corner. Working around. Pinned up on the wall. McLean fires a knuckling puck towards goal. Field makes the save easily. As Burris back there battling. Good press here. The Lynx offensively pounding the zone here, keeping that puck below the hash marks and forcing the Selects to defend here. And a team that scores a ton of goals, kind of want to get them out of their comfort zone. Not saying they're not a good team defensively, but they definitely spend more time on the offensive zone. And here they go. Back over the blue line, through the middle, pass into the middle, backhand off the side of the goal. It's rimmed around now to the left side. Peruch through the middle. Hallie Rose McLean turned it over, and she's just going to fire that in deep. She's going to head for a change as that'll complete the change offensively. Peruch once again through the middle. Looking for her target, but it's McIntyre swoops in for the Selects here. Nice move through the middle. She saw a seam. Good head of steam. Now she works up the left side. In over the blue line. Shot there was blocked. Puck bounces out into the high slot, and unable to come away with it here are the Selects, but now they will. Francis McDonald lost that puck. Peruch once again chipped it through the middle. McEachran couldn't get it. Now Aver Landry in over the line. 1-on-2. She's just going to fire one in on goal, and Field no problem there. She smothers that up in the breadbasket, and we'll have another stoppage of play here with 12:08 left to go down the first period. Shots on goal 4-4, but just the one goal so far here off the stick of Ainsley Connolly. So to the left side of Field now. She's ready at the top of the crease. Face off one by the Selects. They try to go for the bomb play, but Vickers was all over it, and she's going to get herself a shot on goal. But another save by Field here. So the bomb play, you win the face-off back. The weak side D heads back for the puck, and that outside winger just heads straight for the diagonal path at the blue line and try and catch the defenders off guard there as you send your winger with speed. That was a good read there by Vickers, as maybe watching some video or just plain old good anticipation there as the puck now. One touch through the middle. As Rose McLean away. She's going to lead the charge here in over the blue line. Real good back check there from Angione. I did get a name clarification, so Angione was the answer I was given. And that's right from the coach, so nice shot there. Surprised Jessom, but she was sharp to make that save. As now Morel. Nice move. From out of the net. Turned it over. Rose McLean battling with Morel. Looking for that puck. Tried to snap a shot off, and they're going to be all over her all night. A large margin lead in the scoring here for Rose McLean. Centering pass. Vickers turned it over. Whacked it towards the blue line. Able to get it up there, but now it's into the high slot as MacArthur whacks at it. Selects trying to dump it back in off the body of Landry. And that's just going to be offside at the blue line as they had one straggler left inside. 10:59. Just about halfway through the first period here. Face off one by the Selects, and they're just going to take that puck and get it right in. Down all the way around, they rim it through the middle of the ice, just off the stick there of Julia Brown, as that's going to work back up the right side now. Chipped inside the zone, a little chip and chase action. So now we're going to have a whistle here, and it's going to be our first penalty of the game, and it's going to be a holding call. And it looks like it's going to go to the Lynx number 5, Avery McNeil. She's being escorted now over to the sin bin, as they call it. So the Selects will head to their first power play of the game, and they're firing at a 39.2% here on the power play for first in the league. And on the penalty kill side, the Lynx 85.1% on the penalty kill, so no slouch numbers there. 2 minutes for holding penalty now, so sit 2, maybe less. Worked into the middle, back to the point, unable to clear. Now as the Selects look to set it up here as they move it over to the left side for McIntyre. She's going to fire a shot there through a crowd. That one got by everybody, but couldn't get by the goaltender as it went wide. Good pinch down there. Austin trying to work that puck outside the zone, but now it's going to be picked up here by the Selects. Morrow, chip through the middle, all the way out, and that's going to be sent the length of the ice there by Layla Austin as she knocked that one down, looked up, saw a lane, and she fired it down deep. Outlet pass there for McLean. McLean didn't see any options as everyone was just getting into position, so she'll loop back. And now she'll carry it on the left side, runs into her own teammate there on the blue line, nearly offside. The official right there on scene to make the call. Chip back down inside the zone. Centering out front there, that gets by everybody now as that's going to get by Burris at the point. So the Selects will have to re-rack here in the neutral zone. So work it inside the zone. A little drop pass looking to get set up. Shot coming there. Jessom the save. Puck's loose in the slot and into clear as the Lynx. Another shot there. That was blocked. 27 seconds left to go here in the power play. McLean fires across ice. Burris walks in, tried to get a shot. She does there, and it gets through all the way to the net front. And they couldn't swipe it home as it lands into the corner. Worked out of the corner. McCaddy across for Burris. Back door looking for McLean. Sneaking in a shot coming from the point there. That one just missed. Burris and Vickers tie up over there in the half wall. 1 second left to go. You'll just see the Cape Breton player back out of the penalty box now as the defender blows a tire. Now it's back the other way as Landry with a head of steam. Landry down the right side, backhand towards the net. Field kicked it out. Huge rebound in the slot. Shot there, tipped in front. And the Lynx have to be careful here. They have too many players on the ice. They had 6 leading that rush and locked out there as they snuck that one by the officials. Face off to the left side of Fields now. Underneath halfway mark of this first period. Real good end-to-end action. So Lynx looking for the equalizer before the period ends. Up to the point. Gabriel, nice one-touch pass across. Knew exactly what she was going to do when she got the puck. That's thinking ahead, folks. Anticipation, a big part of the game, and all starts with having your head up. Go through the middle, doesn't get to its intended target as Morel spins and fires it. That's going to get back down in deep. Icing waved off. Lynx players didn't like that no icing call, and I quickly heard the coach say, don't worry about that. We're playing good. Sometimes you just want to keep the play moving here, and if you're the Lynx, you've been right here with them the whole time, and now it's going to be poked free as Brown picked up that loose puck. Little cross-corner dump action. She'll head for a change now as the Lynx will complete a full sail change here as that's going to be moved up the left side. Rose McLean across the blue line. Little spinorama there unintentionally, but she was able to dodge the traffic by doing so as it's fired cross ice for Angioni. Couldn't pick up the pass now as Danny Ray McGinnis makes sure to take that extra step to get it in over the red line. It's McIntyre. Picks it up. She's tripped up there and no arm goes up. Play will continue. Just rimmed all the way around to the far side. Little bad bounce off the wall actually helped that puck come all the way across from MacArthur. MacArthur walks in, shot there. Jessom the save. It bounces up and over the goal as the puck comes loose now for the Lynx. Trying to push it out was Landry. Hits a forechecker in the feet and it goes back in behind the goal. All the way up to the blue line. McIntyre. Smooth skating defender, finds a good outlet all the way up, one pass breakout into the middle of the ice. Nice move, trying to go to the backhand as it rolls in on goal. Now it's in behind the net. Just over 6 minutes to go here now in this first period. Cross ice pass right off the bench. Good head of steam in over the line now. Carried it in. And Sean Richards out front there and couldn't get it to fully go. So Richards now tries to work out of the corner. And they're with Evelyn McLeod trying to center now. They will. It gets through the crease, and that's as far as it'll get. The Lynx try and break out here, but the Selects just non-stop here on the forecheck. And now we're going to have a penalty. And not sure what it's for. Roughing, maybe. So body contact is the call. To me, it looked like just a little bit of a size difference, maybe a strength difference. And regardless of that, the Selects will go to their second power play of the game here. 0 for 1 so far. So just to the right side of Jessom. .5:40 left to go now here in this first period. A shot coming out front, looking for the deflection, and was waved at, and the puck rolls into the corner. Rose McLean going to walk out around the top of the circle. She's going to carry. They're going to stay right on her. Good switch there from the Lynx penalty killers. Stayed in formation. Sometimes that rover player kind of confuses things a little bit. So Burris back to the point. Let her walk in, nearly picked off. And now Burris is going to take her opponent down, and that's going to be a penalty here. And it's going to be a hooking call. So that'll even things up here. Just a good press at the blue line causes a turnover, and in turn, the Selects take a penalty. So power play annulled. We'll play some 4-on-4 hockey here. So the Subway Selects in the last 5 games, 4-1-0, and on the other side for the Lynx, 2-3. So 2 pretty good records in the last 5 games. Later on today, I'll head to Moncton for the Rockets and Stars game, and sure to be a good one as well. So 4-on-4 play continues here, just under 5 minutes to go. McIntyre, she's going to skate it down the left side, able to get the red line, then the blue, and she gets it to the hash marks. So Anna MacArthur will get in on the forecheck. She'll strip the puck, moves it back up for McIntyre at the left side. Back down to MacArthur with lots of space. She's going to work around the left side, stops up. Good job by Gabriel to keep her in front. MacArthur under the stick pass, shot coming there. Wide, bounces off the end wall. And now we're going to have another penalty here. And it's going to be another hooking call, and it's going to go against number 18, Rylan Gabriel. Big name for the Lynx, so tough one to have sit there. So 44 seconds left to go in the penalty to McCaddy. Minute 18 left to go in the penalty to Burris, and now a fresh 2 up on the board here. 4:27 left to go. Face off down, and 4-on-3 will commence. McIntyre across there for Doiron. Gary Doiron back down to McIntyre. A one-time shot, fanned on it. Lands on the stick of Rose McLean, though. Looks in behind. She's muscled off the puck there by Vickers. Now Vickers going to stop up. She'll fire it out through the neutral zone off the skate of McIntyre. She's got Landry on her. Landry, good job to ease off of McIntyre. Look at her go. One of the fastest first steps here. She's going to drop that in for McLean. McLean steps around Landry. Now she's going to walk in. Shot there, was off a stick and goes all the way out into the neutral zone. Bodies and puck shooting lanes here. Doron switches with McIntyre, who loops back in the neutral zone. Fires it across from McLean. Heads up there is McCaddy, fresh out of the box. So we're still 4-on-4 here. And Jade Vickers getting lots of reinforcements here from her teammates. So she's just going to fire that one in on the goal, and that's going to be stopped up by Field from a distance, and she'll hang on. 3:31 left to go here in the first period from the Hector Arena in Pictou, Nova Scotia. In behind the goal, stopped up. Going to get the players in position here. The outlet pass on the way through the middle of the ice. That's going to be lofted the length from the wrong side of the red line, and that is going to be an icing call here. We're going to head back down into the Selects defensive zone. Puck down. Wrestled for here in the face-off dot. No, still nobody can find it, but it's going to be the Selects now who pick it up. McEachran is going to carry it. She'll move it over to the right side. Nearly picked off, but it's taken down in over the blue line. Stopped up, back pass, and behind the goal. It's going to be Morel who gets there first. She's going to send that the length of the ice. That'll go 200 feet. 20 seconds left to go in the penalty to Gabriel here. Wanted a penalty there, the Lynx bench, but I don't know if they have much of a case on that one as MacArthur. So Austin won't have to exit the zone there as the Selects brought it back into the defensive zone after it went out into the neutral zone area. Now it's turned over. Cremo now is going to be taken down. Delayed penalty on the way. Lynx looking to get the extra attacker here. McLean fires it down deep, bounces off the end wall. First on that puck now are the Lynx. Back up to the right side point. Vickers around the first one. Walks in, shot there, was blocked. Rebound shot there off the side of the goal. It fooled everybody here. As now the Selects will finally touch up here. And they're going to be... We got a penalty for tripping here, and it's going to go against Bria Tanner. Just battling for that puck. Got her stick into the skate area, and in turn gets a penalty called on her. So now the Lynx will head to their first official power play here. 23.4% on the power play so far this year. Good enough for third in the league. So 29 doesn't seem like a staggering number when it comes to power play percentage. That is a very good number. So we'll see if they can make something happen here. Trailing by one late in the period. Gabriel across for Vickers, walking in there. Shot and field out to challenge the shooter, and she does a good job there of smothering that up. So field a 2.82 GAA coming into this game and a 9.81 save percentage. Doing her thing down there in the crease once again for the Selects team now as they're going to send that the length of the ice. And it's going to be the Selects who get there first. Sean Richards. Great job there. Gabriel able to hit to contain and to get puck possession now as Vickers. She'll make her way through the neutral zone in over the blue line. Good job there to stay on side. Stops up. Good read there from Doron. That's going to be sent the length of the ice. Sorry, that was McEachran. We approach the final minute of play. Pretty well exactly how much time's left in the period is how much time's left in the penalty. So Selects just going with the full force press here on the penalty kill. They're going to switch up their forwards. Captain McLean comes out now. Gabriel moves it up the right side for Vickers. Vickers leaves it back for Gabriel. Chipped off the wall once again. Angioni picks it up. She's going to walk in over the blue line now. Slows up, trying to get somebody in motion here. Poke through the middle of the ice. Nice move. Landry chipped it free. She's going to get in all alone. Just quickly rolled ahead of her. So now it's going to come back out for McGinnis. McGinnis winds up, shoots there, tipped in front. That goes wide. 30 seconds left to go here in the period. Another shot. Tipped in front, rolls through the high slot area. Now McIntyre looking for that loose puck. She'll get it to the high slot area. Now is McGinnis. Chips it down. McIntyre barrels over her opponent down there. And now it's going to be touched up by McLean as she lofts that down the ice. And it's going to be another penalty, a cross-checking call against Lexi McIntyre here. So coach wasn't too happy with his player on that one. So 16 seconds left to go in the original penalty. 13 seconds left to go in the first period. And now the Lynx are going to have a 5-on-3 for 16 seconds at least. And they will start the second period on the man advantage, the lady advantage, player advantage, whatever you want to call it. Tipped in front there as a point shot. Gabriel loses her footing, but still able to get it to Vickers. But in the meantime, the period will expire. A very, very good first 20 minutes here from the Hector Arena. A 1-0 lead for the Selects. Where we stand, we'll head to the intermission, and we'll be back with second period action. Don't go anywhere. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back inside the Hector Arena here for second period action between the Cape Breton Lynx and the Northern Subway Selects. The Lynx will start on a 5-on-3 for 3 seconds and then a minute and 44-second power play. 1-0 lead for the Subways off the stick of Connolly earlier in the first period, and we are underway now with second period action. If you're just joining us, my name is Matt Dudelay for High Button Sports. We thank you for joining us here for this very rare morning / early afternoon game here from the Hector Arena. Selects looking to clear here, and they will now. So that's going to go the length of the ice. That'll kill off the final 3 seconds of the original penalty, and Lynx will remain on the power play here. Smell of the rink fries wafting through the arena here, the famous Hector Arena canteen. Cross ice pass out of the reach, but able to be picked up by Vickers. Great job by her. She knew she wasn't going to be able to pick it up cleanly, so she allowed it to go off the wall, and that gave her the best opportunity to pick that puck up without losing any of her momentum, but now it's going to be dumped the length of the ice by the Selects. Again, it's stopped up behind her own net. She pop it out, moves it to Angione. Angione straight down the ice over the blue line. She's being pestered there by McEachran, who's able to come away with that puck. 35 seconds left to go here in the power play. Lynx collecting high slot, looking for Lawan coming in late. Picked up in the corner. Still with it is McGinnis. She's going to get the red line and get it in deep. 15 seconds left to go now in the power play. Still no zone time here for the Lynx. They have it in the corner now, but it's going to be picked up by Burris. And she fired out to the blue line. Able to be held in now as they move across for Lawan. Lawan couldn't get Lawan to work as she fanned on that shot, as we're back to even strength now. Austin works around, turns, fires towards the goal field to save. Austin back on the rebound. Back out to the point, but the Lynx were completing a defensive change. So Morel from the bench, able to get it across for Vickers. The right side, picked off once again. Ping pong being played here. Lawan finds it, and now the whistle is going to go, and it's going to be an offside. 17:43 left to go now in this second period. Face off one cleanly, all the way back for the Selects. It's Connolly back to collect. She partners it across. Aggressive stuff down there in the corners. The puck pinned up. Back to the point. Shot there, shoulder save. Field just got across. Not sure if she saw it, but good positioning sometimes leads to good saves. So that's going to be chipped off the wall. We'll see if it has enough for icing, as the Lynx will get back in time, and that's going to be an icing call. Charge the Selects, so we'll head back down the far zone. So the Selects won't be able to change here on the icing call. Big fan of that rule change in all these major leagues. Forces your players to hustle back for the puck, but there's also enough grace area there from the top of the circles on to eliminate most of the, I guess, high-stress puck chases that go back down there, but a little bit better for the flow of the game. You can't just hit the panic button like I used to back in the day and fire it down the ice. Gabriel now partners it across for McGinnis. McGinnis look for her options. Instead, fires a bouncing puck in on Field, who's going to collect that and hang on. 16:52 left to go here. Face off to the right side of Field now. Puck is down one cleanly. Right off the draw, there's a shot that goes wide through the middle of the ice now. Poked free. Kate Morrow able to get that puck in deep. Into the far corner there. Picked up by Richards. Stops up and behind the goal. Looking for an option. Now she's going to work around the top of the circle. Stopped up towards the goal. It was blocked along the way. It's chipped off the wall. Hauled in at the zone. Centering pass there is around the back. Oh, near collision there. It's Richards still on it. Tangles up with Gabriel. Now it's in behind the goal. Centering pass, and that's going to go the length of the ice, but it looks like it might go down on the field, and it will now. We'll get it down into the Lynx zone. Hate having to ask fans to move out of their positions, but for the sake of you guys at home, want to be able to get all angles of the ice. So Lewan now takes a chip pass, working through the neutral zone. She picks it up. She's going to get the red line, get it in deep, and she's going to head for a change as Angioni jumps on for her. Field out there to play it, but a little confusion in behind the goal. Field out of the crowd. And now we're going to have a penalty in behind the net, and it's going to go against the Selects, and it looks like it's going to be Layla Burris. 2 minutes for roughing. They got tangled up in behind the goal. So the Lynx back to the power play here, 0 for 3 so far. Still looking for the equalizer here. Just over 4 minutes into this second period. Face off one cleanly. Gabriel works to the middle of the ice, tipped in the side of the goal there, and that one just goes wide. Now as Richards releases from the wing position to get that puck, and she's going to fire at the length of the ice. It's Jessam out to play that. Leaves it there for her defender. Left side off the skate. Doesn't quite make it to its intended target. It's going to be chipped off the wall now. Richards took a good angle to that. She turned and went right up ice. Richards in over the line, shot there, Jessam the save. Good shot for a rebound. Looked like she was just going to try and go chase her own rebound down. And now she'll be first back on the puck as Richards, first one up the ice and first one back. That'll at least make the coach happy. So it's going to be chipped through the neutral zone now as Vickers back for it. Vickers through the neutral zone. One touch pass all the way across the blue line. Nearly turned it over. Angioni down the right side. Shot there, and Field just makes the save. Real good shot trying to go far side as McGinnis. Great job there. From a family bloodline of great defenders. No shot there. Absolute laser. Just couldn't quite find the goal. Now she stops up the middle of the ice, moves it back down for McEachran. McEachran back into the middle for McGinnis. McGinnis turns, fires, tipped in front. That one goes rolling by the goal. Now worked in behind the net. Landry moves it around to the far side. Back up top for McEachran. McEachran, cross ice for McGinnis. McGinnis turns, fires it. That one was blocked along the way. 30 seconds left to go. Back to the point, and that'll escape everybody, and that's going to be all the way back down to the Lynx zone. A quarter of a minute to go here in the man advantage. Outlet pass. Well out of the reach now as McIntyre walks in. She'll get the red line and fire that puck in deep, trying to kill off the final 15 seconds here of this power play. So Select's not sitting back, I've noticed, on the power play, and now they're going to get one of their own. So just due to hard work there, Rose McLean gets tripped up, and it's going to be McEachran here. Madison McEachran, 2 minutes for tripping. So we'll play 4-on-4 for 5 seconds, and then the Selects will get a minute 55 power play here. When the numbers are in 5 increments, a little bit easier for me to keep track of. Not the greatest math, be the first person to tell you. Puck pinned up in the corner there. You can just see it on the left side of your screen. And now it's going to be picked up here. Lynx back the other way, 2-on-2 forming. It's Cremo. Tried to get a shot through the defender as a screen and didn't quite make it to the goal now as the Selects back the other way in transition here. And over the line, stopped up. Mila Martin slows it down. She'll move it over to Rose McLean. Back up top to McLean. McIntyre and her will switch. McIntyre and her feet, nice exchange. Martin across. Work down low. I'd like to see that be a direct pass instead of a dump in, but it worked out in their favor this time as McIntyre picks it up off the sidewall. She'll move it back. McIntyre couldn't handle it. Select's caught on a change here. Peruch trying to get off to the races, and she's taken down as they both go flying into the boards. Good clean stick check there. As McIntyre back in her own zone, being pressed hard there as they get tangled up in behind the net. Austin. Sorry, that's Brown down there on the forecheck. I got 7 and 17 mixed up. Just told you I wasn't the greatest at math. McLean now, she's being pestered there. She's still tangled up down there. This puck comes out to the neutral zone. Richards thought her teammate was out in time, but they're going to get caught on the offside here, so the whistle goes. 33 seconds left to go in the Selects penalty, or sorry, the Lynx penalty. Chip through, now it's a loose puck all alone. Oh, front there, save made Jessom. The puck just rolled through the chest protector area, and it rolls wide into the corner. It's an odd bounce there off the faceoff, allowed the Selects get in behind. Now's an opportunity from Burris, a shot there. Puck still loose in the slot. Looking to clear now, it's going to be whacked the length of the ice. Field out to play it here. She'll leave it there for her defender, Connolly. Connolly just going to loop in behind her own goal, try to make a pass, nearly turned it over. Puck still loose. As Andrews trying to get that in deep. Primo now as well. Back to even strength, 5-on-5. Another kill there for the Lynx, so the score remains 1-0 here for the Selects. Burris fresh out of the box. Gets her next shift here, and she's going to spin off a forechecker. She's going to head north here. Still with it. Nice move. She's going to nearly get in all alone. Now almost stole it back, and she's going to have to hurry back here as that puck's going to go up ice. Primo in behind, dumps it in. Back for it there is Boyle. Boyle gets stopped up on the corner, just across from us here in the booth. The Selects will peel it out of the crowd. Outlet pass. Didn't get to its target, but it bounces over the stick of McLean, so a foot race here. McLean trying to go back against the grain. She spins off. Takes a couple whacks there. Now is this going to be picked up by Austin. Austin takes a hack. Shot there. Save made from Field. Rebound loose. And behind the goal. Good job by the official to get out of the way of that one. It's always a tough thing to do when all 5 players in behind the net there and you have to keep yourself out of the way, but a good job there by the referee. It's Morel. Turned it over in the neutral zone. She fires it in deep. Boyle back for it. She's got Andrews on her. Pinned up in the corner once again. 2-on-2 battle ensues. Taken there by Tanner. Tanner couldn't get it out. Comes all the way back to the blue line towards Field. Save made. Chipped up and over. Richards picks up the loft pass. Tries to make a move. Forgot to take the puck, but it's picked up here on the right side. Driving to the net. Side of the goal. Jessom poked it away. Now the puck's free. Landry. Lost an edge there, it looked like, as a centering pass off the feet. And Vickers is going to head north. It's going to be dumped in. It's going to go all the way down onto Field, the goaltender, and now she's going to stop it up here. So underneath the halfway mark of this game, 9:28 left to go here in the second period. These shots are 18-12 in favor of the Lynx, who currently trail this one 1-0. The only goal in the game so far was a shot off the stick of Ainsley Connolly from the Selects from the point. Bunch of bodies in front. Jessom was unable to find it, and it found the back of the net, and since then, nothing on the board. Face-off one. Pinned up against the end wall. Puck comes out. Keckren, nice reverse play now as McIntyre releases. She'll pick it up here. And she's going to skate it up the left side. She runs into a few bodies. As her and Lawan get acquainted. That's going to be pushed through the neutral zone. Turned it over once again. Puck's going to get in deep now inside the Lynx zone. It's McGinnis back for it. McGinnis, good job there. Heads up. Able to shoulder check a few times to kind of find out where the pressure was from, but ultimately ends up losing the puck. Now is a centering pass for Rose McLean at the side of the post. They've really been keying in on her over on that open side. Rightfully so. Part of the game is knowing the other team's really good players and where they're going to be. It's McLean now. Rims it all the way around to the far side. Good battle over there on the wall. Turn shot. That was blocked. Through the lane now. McNeil with it for the Lynx. She's going to carry it. A 3-on-2 here for the Lynx if they hurry. McNeil is going to carry it deep. Centering pass. Burris able to intercept, and now it's going to be picked up by Rose McLean. She's going to head north. She's got MacArthur with her. Chipped off the wall just out of the reach. And that one's going to go down for icing. Right idea. Geometry is a tough class, though. You just really never know what the boards are going to do at any one of these rinks. It could bounce perfectly 9 times out of 10, but that one time you need it, it's going to bounce a little bit differently, and that's one of the beauties of this game, folks. Nothing is the same. It's just 8 minutes left to go as that shot from the point is in behind the goal now. Work back to the point. Right side, Vickers walks in, shoots there. Didn't get it to the net as McLean blocked it before it could get there. Now it's a 3-on-2 back the other way here for the Selects. McLean and over the blue line, hits the trailer. Shot there, Jessup the save, rebound was there. It was a bouncing puck, couldn't corral it. Worked in behind. With it, Rose McLean once again. She's going to walk around the top of the circles. Shot there, she scores. 20th goal of the season, and that's going to make it 2-0 Selects. It's just another shot through some traffic. It looked like it hit something along the way. But it's Rose McLean continuing her offensive push here this season. Their 32nd point of the season. And their 20th goal, so not even halfway through the season, and she's got herself 20 tucks. That's a really good season for 99% of players, but Rose McLean, just another day at the office now as Landry back the other way. Captain here for the Lynx. She's stopped up just inside the blue line. And we're going to have an offside here just in front of us. So 2-0 now. The shots 18-14 in favor of the Lynx. So it'll be Landry on the draw here for the Lynx. Push to the side, and the Selects will corral off the face-off, up the right side. Bria Tanner couldn't contain. And she's just going to dump that in deep. She thought about whacking it with her hand, but realized it would have been quickly a hand pass in the offensive side of the neutral zone. Landry finds that loose puck. She's going to get off to the races now, tries to chip it to her teammate. That's Layla Austin in there. She's been flying this game. Landry finds that loose puck. Moves it over to the left side. They've been keying in on her. Now as a shot blockered up into the ceiling area. Didn't quite hit the rafters as the puck's still loose down there and behind the goal. Nice play there. It's going to be dumped in deep by the Selects. Back forward is McGinnis. McGinnis moved it up to the right side. Lynx weren't able to clear the zone. That was Angione who fanned on it. Now it's Richards down the left side. Short side to the backhand there. Nice save, Jessup. She just outweighted Richards there on the doorstep. It's going to be pushed back the other way. No icing on the play as that one rolled by McIntyre, but it hit a body before it could get to her. Stops up and behind her own goal. Spins around, but one too many spins, and she runs right into Brown. Back to the point. Left side, going to have to hurry. Beckers fired that in. Good read by LaWand as she moves it back. Centering pass. Brown looking to shove it in at the side of the goal. Back up top to the point. Vickers in the middle of the ice. Shot there. That was a bullet, and that one had eyes, but ultimately goes by the net and off the end wall. Good push back here from the Lynx on the right side. Back up top for Vickers again. She wants the biscuit. Shot there. That one goes just through the legs, but once again wide. Turn, fired, Fields. Calm things down here. And she'll grab that out of midair. And she'll hang on. The face-off will remain inside the select zone, just to the right side of field. Just a great game here so far between these two teams. Just a great day of female hockey here from the Hector Arena. A big Sobeys Cup, like I said, going on. Got some teams from New Brunswick coming down to play some crossovers, and this one actually will count as a league game, but these two in the region within their own striking distance here. Don't need to go over the map of Nova Scotia for you. Lots of games going on here. Pictou, Nova Scotia. So McLean walks in. She's going to stop up. That'll open up a lane. Now she turns, fires it towards a goal, and she doesn't mind shooting that puck. And you know what they say, you can't shoot or you can't score if you don't shoot. I would say that's about 98% true. I've definitely gotten a few goals over the years where I haven't actually shot the puck, but I think that's just a official mistake. Regardless of that, 20 goals on the season for her. The Lynx now looking to cut into this lead in the final 4 minutes here of this second period, trying to cut this thing in half at least heading into the intermission now, but it's going to be picked up and back the other way. Selects walk in, shot there, was blocked, another opportunity, another block. Now it's loose there, Jessam sliding across. Fanning on that attempt was McCaddy. Now the puck's still loose in the crease area now, and Richards right in the mix, able to pull that free from the crease. Shot there, that was blocked. Angioni in the shooting lane, big fan of block shots. Sacrificing the body for your team. Lofted up, nice little play now. Angioni right on the stick. Great pass back the other way on the right side. Opportunity shot there, field the save. Maybe didn't get quite what she wanted on it, but an incredible play there by the defense of the Lynx. Instead of panicking and firing it down the ice, they went up and over. And Angioni skated perfectly into that one, but a good back check by the Selects eliminates that pure scoring chance, we'll call it. The face-off just to our right. 3.5 minutes left to go here in the second period. That one's going to be poked free. Not sure if it's going to have enough for icing, and it won't as they wave it off right away. Vickers knew she was the last one back, so she pinned it up against the wall. Back to help. Back up to the blue line. That one's going to go the length of the ice, but it looks like Landry's going to get there first. Field knew it right away, so she came out to play it. Good heads up by the netminder. Lawand trying to mix things up here as McIntyre poked that free. Morrell turned, fired it, and it's going to go back down inside the select zone. McIntyre, bank pass around the far side, but it's Brown who picks it up for the Lynx. She's just going to turn and fire that back in behind the goal. Good read there. Lawand didn't go the long route. She went A to B, straight line. Was able to come away with that puck as it stays inside the zone once again. Carly Boyle. Poked that free. McIntyre blew a tire. Turned over, back the other way is McNeil. McNeil works in on McIntyre. She's going to drive the front of the net there. A nice shove play, backhand rebound chance was poked away out of harm's way as we approach the 2-minute mark here of the second period. McNeil with one glove turns it over. You could see her kind of hesitate there, maybe deciding whether she wanted to get the glove. To me, it looked like she was going to shoot the glove at the player just for a distraction. So now we're going to have a tangle up down there in the corner. 2 minutes left to play exactly here in this second period. All the way back to the left side point. Slap shot coming, field the save. Still tangled up down there is McIntyre and McNeil, and the whistle's going to go here. And we'll see what the official call is. It's going to be 2 for holding the stick. And it's going to go to number 5, Avery McNeil. So that'll be the only penalty of the sequence here. So the Selects, they're going to head to the power play, their 4th of the game. 2 even strength goals to their tab here. 1:52 left to go now in this second period. That puck is up to the point. McIntyre, nice move across the line. Good smooth skater, as we mentioned earlier in the game. There's a shot from Burris. Rebound loose, save Jessam, 3 in a row. Abby Jessam up to the task here. Yes, she's given up 2, but 23 shots, so 21 saves so far through 2 periods. Now is the Lynx. We'll send that down the length of the ice. McIntyre against Landry. McIntyre didn't like her chances against the speedy Landry. Through the middle of the ice. All the way over to the right side there for Morrow. Morrow's going to walk in over the line. She's going to slow it down deep. Into the slot. Opportunity. Couldn't get a shot off as Cremo was in perfect position. Now as Landry heads up there at the bench. Coach had her back turned and Always stops your heart a little bit there when you see the puck coming towards the open bench area. Hooked in over the line now. Vint couldn't hang on. Into the feet there and almost off to the races were the Lynx, but it's still inside the blue line. Now it comes out. It's Rose McLean. She's going to work in over the line. She stops up. She moves it back right away. Setting up on the power play now. Over to the left side. That's Connolly. Shot there in front. Rebound. McLean couldn't get her stick as Brown all over her. Wins that stick battle. Tries to clear it. Austin was off to the races, but it's held in. Boyle tried to go back door off the stick, and now it's poked all the way out to the blue line. Just in time was McIntyre. Looks like she was heading for a change and then ultimately decided to come back and hold that puck. And now Austin had a good chance to clear the length of the ice, but fanned on it. Now it's back the other way for the Selects. MacArthur to Rose McLean. Rose McLean shot there. She got the rebound. In behind the goal, MacArthur couldn't get it to go. 5 seconds left to go. McIntyre's going to have to peel it and shoot it as it goes down deep. McLean bumped off the puck by Vickers, and that's going to do it here for 40 minutes. A 2-0 lead for the Subway Selects after 2 complete periods of play. 23-23 the shots, and 8 seconds left on the power play for the Selects when we come back for the third period. So we'll take a short break and we'll have a flood, and we will be back for the final 20 minutes of play here. You're watching the Maritime Major Girls Hockey League on High Button Sports. We'll be back with the third in just a few moments. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back inside the Hector Arena here. Third period action. The Maritime Major Girls Hockey League. This game, the visiting Cape Breton Lynx and the home team, the Northern Subway Selects, who lead 2-0 here after 40 minutes of play. 23 all the shots. Selects will start on an 8-second power play here. My name is Matt Dudelay for High Button Sports, and we are underway here for the third period. Looked inside the zone by the Selects now. Into the feet there. Jessup made the save, but couldn't find the rebound as it's loosened behind the goal. Comes all the way back to the point. Icing waved off right away as that one's going to go all the way down the field. So Angioni pressing hard, so she fires it back up ice. Now Landry, nice move. Shot there, she scores. The Lynx, fresh off a penalty kill coming into the third period. Captain Ava Landry finds that loose puck, and she just fires one on goal, and she'll cut the lead in half just 34 seconds into the third period, and we have a 2-1 hockey game. So get it to the net, good things happen. Maybe one that Field would want back, but Field was pushing to the right. Landry dragged her over and got her going the opposite way, and just the inside part of the post and in. And all of a sudden, with the 2-1 hockey game. So unassisted from Landry. 2-1 now as that puck is pushed out through the neutral zone. Right back through the middle of the ice. Great transition play through the neutral zone there. The Selects were forced offside, so they'll have to regroup here in the neutral zone. Pushed back. Richards. Across. Richards will get it back. Backhand pass up the right side. As Carly Boyle is going to dump that in. Worked around to the far side now. All the way around the goal. Vickers couldn't corral. Back in. Richards finds that loose puck. Couldn't quite corral it long enough to make a play. Now is McNeil back the other way. Avery McNeil 1-on-3. She'll carry it in deep. Continues on in behind the goal. Drives to the side of the net there, and you see that out of her a few times this game as she just drops that shoulder and drives her way to the front of the net. She gets up with a big smile on the face there as she, maybe the net took the worst of that one. You can see her coming there just in your screen. No fear hockey. You want to drive the net like that. So 2-1 hockey game here to start the third period. Puck is down, cleanly won by the Lynx. Gabriel shot there, tipped, and that one just goes wide. Shots to the net, pucks in deep. Simple stuff here from the Lynx. It's the Selects who lead this one so far. Burris tangles up with her opponent down there. Now it's picked out of the crowd there by McLean there, and an opportunity at the side of the goal. Looks like McHattie. Sorry, that's McEachran. Took a whack there on that shot. She was laboring a little bit going to the bench. She's just going to have a quick peek at her wrist, and coach is going to say, "You okay?" She nods yes. Burris will take that puck off the ensuing face-off. She's going to work her way through the neutral zone. Angioni on her. Burris tried to cut back to the middle of the ice. Couldn't get it to go. Now it's McLean nearly turned it over. She does for a moment, but couldn't corral long enough to make a play as the puck is pushed back out through the neutral zone. In behind now is Landry. She's going to step on Burris. Burris with that long reach. Reaches around her. Makes that pass through the middle of the ice for Rose McLean. Work back. Have to be careful now. Good job to get into open position there for the Lynx, but that one's going to go off the feet of Landry there. They try to dump it in, but it hits the official along the way. 6-car pile up over there at the red line. It's finally pushed free. Partner passes across for McGinnis. McGinnis is going to gain the red line. She'll fire that in deep as the Lynx complete a change. McGinnis is going to get back into her position defensively now as McIntyre. As they tangle up there. Nice little hit inside the blue line. That's about as far as you can go with body contact on this. Love that the officials let them rough it up just a little bit. You can't stop the player from going wide down the wall. It just kind of makes it for an easy cheat code there, as you can just bust by. That's going to be an icing here. Charge to the select, so back down into their end zone will go. This one's going to come to the glove side of Amy Field. 24 saves so far in the game, and at the other end, 22. Goaltenders doing their thing here as that comes all the way back for Vickers. Vickers shot there, the save made by Field. The rebound lofted up over the goal. In behind, McIntyre ties up with McNeil. Worked around to the far side through the middle of the ice. Selects aren't able to clear. Cross ice pass all the way up to the right side now, as that's going to be walked in by McDonald. Nice little move. She comes to the backhand, tried to go back post. Now it's going to come all the way back to the point. Shot there, tipped in front, rebound. Nice save, Jessom. Morel now. She'll fire it back up to the point. McIntyre tried the slap shot, knocked the stick out of the opponent's hand there. That was another opportunity. Hits the Selects player in front. Chaos ensues. McIntyre walks in, shot there. Jessom into the split. She had an idea of where it was going to be, but it got blocked. Good job by the Lynx to close it down in front of the net. Lynx, they protect the den. It's going to be up ice and chipped in deep as the Selects will complete their change. Vickers with it behind the net. She had Rose McLean on her. Didn't like that lane, so she fires it up the left side for Andrews. Out of the reach. Rip back down inside the zone. Delayed offside, but they're back good now. Through the middle of the ice, that's got to be on the tape there. Turn, I respect that you want to do it quick now as McLean gets a puck from MacArthur. Opportunity shot off the blocker save of Jessom as MacArthur right on the doorstep there, but just got herself too far down low in order to pick that rebound up. MacArthur back to the point. Looking for it there was Grinton. Couldn't get a shot off, so she fires it in deep. Centering pass all the way up to the blue line. Grinton fires it across. Boyle looking for that loose puck. Boyle gets it in deep. Morel around to the far side, but it's Grinton there to hold. Shot towards the goal. Vickers stopped it. Now she's going to push off and go back the other way. Vickers, good first step. 4-on-2 forming here for the Lynx, and Vickers ran out of steam there at the end of her shift, so she just tries to fire it in deep. Allie Rose McLean now. And over the blue line. She'll carry through a crowd. Nice move. Trying to poke through the full crowd, but couldn't get by the fourth body as Rylan Gabriel was there to eliminate that chance. Foot race in behind. Landry. She's going to get there first down the left side. Runs into Connolly. Landry's going to come away with that puck. She's going to find a lane to the front of the net there. Opportunity short side there. Austin couldn't get it to go on the goal. Angioni battling now. Chipped free, but held in at the line. Burris. Now is a 2-on-1 forming here for the Selects. Layla Burris down the left side. She fires across ice. Opportunity save there. Jessom back around in time. And the Lynx faithful happy with that. Abby Jessom coming up with a big save as Kate Morrow was on that right side post. Burris fed her with the puck. And a good save there and a big moment of this game as we 13:44 left to go here as the face-off. Down in the zone, peeled over to the crowd by Gabriel. Gabriel works with it. She got Richards on her. This poked just inside the blue line. Quick defensive change there for the Lynx. They have the long defensive change here, so they have to wait to go up ice. So now Richards picks it up here for the Selects all alone. In over the blue line, tries to get a shot off. It was deflected wide. It's McLeod in to help out. Gabriel, backhand pass the other way. Angioni looking for it. McIntyre spins off the forecheck, able to hold the puck inside the zone. McLeod again, battling her way. Three Lynx defenders right there. They were able to come away with the puck. Will they be able to get it out? They will not as it loops back down inside. Gabriel tried to loft it up and over. Now she's just going to muscle her way through the middle of the ice. Now is Angioni back the other way. She's at the end of her shift, so she elects to get that in deep. No chances taken there as they were able to complete the change. Brown in on the forecheck, all the way up the left side. Rose McLean shakes off the first forechecker in the neutral zone. Back out on the right side. She stops up and go back to the point. McNeil runs into her opponent. Bouncing puck. Poked free at the blue line. Good read by McIntyre. Wasn't able to hold it in for long. Now that one's going to be dumped in the zone. All the way around to the far side it goes. Baruch trying to get it out. Lawandon to help out. Back for Vickers, who partners it across for McLean. McLean inside her own blue line. Moves it up the left side. McIntyre tried to center it right away. And now Boyle's going to pick it up. She's going to get the red line. She's going to get it in deep. All the way in behind the goal. McLean for the Lynx. Backhanded up towards the point. Rose McLean there to help out defensively. She lofts it back down inside the zone. Vickers looking for the outlet pass. Couldn't find a lane. Avery McNeil got it by the first forechecker. It's going to be poked through the neutral zone. It's Ella Grinton now. She's going to move it up the left side. Good job to pick that up was Allie Chisholm. Chisholm towards the goal. Jessom the save. Rebounds in the slot and cleared out of harm's way. We're going to get another opportunity here. Shot there. That was blocked. Nice hard pass for Peruch. Peruch just couldn't quite hang on. And the selects are going to be delayed offside as they got caught inside the zone just as the puck switched hands. So that's going to give Vickers and the Lynx an extra second there and didn't see the forechecker coming in. It's going to be chipped off the wall. Peruch. Red line. You can hear the bench yelling, get it deep. Got it inside the blue line, but not very far. Now it's just going to go back the other way. Morel back as the long change for the Lynx continuing to be somewhat of a factor here as that one's going to be down the length of the ice. Icing waved off as the Lynx are going to get there first. Good hustle play from Austin. That's going to go all the way back out. Morel pulls it to herself, still with it, moves over to the left side. Now the Lynx are going to get it in deep. Good neutral zone breakout there from the Lynx. Austin once again in on the forecheck. Not sure if there's any relation to the Novas Manton Austin. They play very similar, so I wouldn't be surprised. Straight line hard on the puck hockey. She had Austin on a few ball streams as well, so don't usually forget names here. Chipped off the wall. Selects can't get anything going here offensively. It's going to be worked over to the right side. Boyle tried to feed MacArthur as the icing's going to be waved off here. Back for it. McGinnis had to hurry. Rose McLean on her. MacArthur down there with the official. Tried to pull it free. She will. Nice move over to the corner. Works on Austin. Austin pins her up against the wall. Now it's going to be pushed to the middle of the ice. Angioni now with it. Cuts back the other way. Now back to the left side. Didn't like what she saw, so she fires it in deep. Never a bad play. For that loose puck, but it's Vickers who comes away with it. It's going to be poked inside the zone. Angioni will get back on him. She's got to race Ainsley Connolly. Back the other way. Rose McLean taken out by Vickers. Brown turns it over in transition. She's going to dump it in here. So, like I said earlier in the game, pretty simple game plan here for this Lynx team. Trying to get that puck in behind the hash marks and force the selects to defend here as a shot there was tipped. Excuse me. So they work in behind the goal. Connolly takes a bump there from Brown. Burris had that bounce over her stick. Selects looking to get free. Morel jumps in. Good pinch there. Poke three through the neutral zone. MacArthur didn't have what she wanted, so she loops back. Fires it through the middle, right onto the stick of Richards. Richards moves it back over to the right side. Nobody there for the Selects, though, as it pushed back out through the neutral zone. Chipped off the wall. Vickers intercepts, fires it in deep. Andrews takes a twig up in the old face. Now Vickers tries to poke it to herself. Reaches for it, nearly turned it over there as Burris was able to get rid of that in time. Now as it's lofted up in behind. Icing and offside waved off as Richards back for it. Vickers steals that puck from her. Turned over, just inside the line. Carried deep. Centering pass, Andrews. As the weak side winger picks it up, she's going to try and get the red line here. She's ridden into the boards. Cutback move, nice little chip play through the middle. Richards had that poked off. Great gap control there from Morel as she stayed a stick length away from her opponent. Good job she did there. Now Gabriel, nice shake move as she shows off the edge work. Fires it through the middle of the ice. It was intercepted through the neutral zone by Doron. As McNeil takes her opponent down, and over the line goes Richards. Into the middle of the ice. Opportunity shot there. Off a stick and up and over and off the glass. Gabriel now through the middle of the ice, right on the stick there. Peruch Fixes her helmet along the way. And over the line, tries to make a move. In behind, tangled up. Centering pass there off the feet. McNeil shot there, as you could hear everyone here yelling, shoot it, as the puck bounced out into a good area. As McIntyre clears. All the way up to the hash marks, but not out. McGinnis turns, fires it down low. Opportunity shot there. Another opportunity for McEachran there. She is tired at the end of her shift here. Almost tripped up down there. The play continues. 7:05 left to go. Peruch takes the outlet pass. Has to dangle her own teammate. The end of her shift, so she'll dump it in. Behind the goal. Boyle being pressed. The Lynx looking for the equalizer as we approach the 5-minute mark here. We're in a foot race back here the other way. McLean with it. Centers it across for Vickers. And on the forecheck is Chisholm. Vickers up and over. That one will get outside the zone. Foot race once again. Angione with Carly Boyle. Angione centers there as Lawan coming late from the bench. And that's that situation where that long change actually does help you, as you can get that forward at that blue line side door just right there on the left of your screen. And no one's really paying attention, so they almost get a good chance from it. However, Field there to make the save. So 30-28, the shots now in favor of the visiting Lynx. So 29 and 26 saves respectively for both goaltenders here. All the way around to the far side. Up to the blue line. Vickers able to hold it in as she dumps it in behind. Landry looking for Angione. And back the other way goes Burris. She's wheeling, chips it to herself down the right side. Burris underneath and behind the goal. Stops up. Spins off a defender. Cycles it back down low. Chipped up off the wall all the way back to the point. Held in there by Martin. Martin works right down the right side. Behind the goal once again now. Vickers picks it up on the backhand. She stops up. She's going to fire that cross ice looking for Landry. It was nearly picked off, and now it's Austin who picks it up. She's just going to dump it in. She's going to head for a change, as well as Angione. Landry will continue in on the forecheck. 5.5 left to go here in the third period. Rimmed all the way around. Tied up in behind the goal there, as you see, just in front of the Pictou County Pipers banner. Burris now once again leading the charge. And over the line. Now she's going to head for a change here as the puck switches hands. Cross ice pass. Burris is going to be the last one back for it. Landry's just going to chop that in deep, as her and Lawand are going to head for a change. Good spin move there. Carrie Doron to get away from traffic. Fired across ice. MacArthur able to pick it up in the skate, but only for a moment now, as that's going to go off her skating all the way down inside the zone. McNeil on the forecheck. McNeil against McIntyre. McNeil turns, fires from a bad angle. Field the save. Puck stays inside the zone. McGinnis gets herself spun around, fires it back down in deep. Peruch looking for that loose puck. Way around, work to the point. McLean had a hard time with it, so the puck's going to come outside the zone. She's being pressed there from MacArthur. McGinnis protects that puck, tried to get the red line. Now she spins and fires. 4 minutes and 5 seconds left to go. Now is Rose McLean looking for some insurance. Tipped in front, nice save, Jessamine. She fired out that right pad. That motion right there would have sent me into the hospital for the foreseeable future. Boyle partnered it across. McIntyre fired one, tipped. That goes wide and up and off the goal, off the end wall. Cycle down low. Rose McLean battling with the other McLean. Centering pass, nobody there. So Selects nursing a 1-goal lead here, so you don't want to send too many to the front of the net. Now is Peruch back the other way. Left side, shot. Bouncing puck. Field got a piece of it. Chipped out through the middle. Rose McLean back the other way. MacArthur trying to get in the play. Back to the trailer. Opportunity fanned on the shot there. The puck came loose for a moment. 3 minutes, 10 seconds left to go. 2-1 hockey game. Big hit there from Gabriel They're going to let that one go late in this game. Austin fires across ice for Vickers. Vickers got Richards on her. Chip through the middle. Landry looking for that loose puck off the skates, and once again picked up here by the Selects. Richards trying to whack that one free, but it's Vickers clogging it up once again. Angione looking for that loose puck, trying to find a lane. She's going to find the loose puck now. She cycles it down deep. Landry will switch sides. Landry turns it over. Her and Richards battling away for it, but it's Richards who gets the best of that one as it's lofted back for Grinton. Grinton up the right side. Angione had it poked off her stick now as McGinnis is just going to fire one in there. As the Lynx have to tag up here through the neutral zone. Angione will be the first one in on the forecheck, but Boyle fires a hard pass all the way out into the neutral zone. Somehow gets all the way to Chisholm. It's poked off the stick. Angione, nice peel move off the end wall. She can have a step down the right side. Angione with some support. Couldn't get it across to Landry. She just tried to get that towards a goal. Now Landry will continue on and head for a change. You got to think she's going to be going back out there not too long from now. Give her a quick rest and some water and get her back out. It's McGinnis. Fires that cross ice. McNeil, real good effort to get a stick on that, and that'll eliminate the icing. Minute 40 left to go here in this final frame. Lynx looking for the equalizer. We'll keep an eye on the goaltender, Jessom. Coaches discussing what do they want to do with the extra attacker now as it's held in. McNeil battling down low. Don't want to get too crazy down there and take a penalty for your team. It's pinned up against the wall. Still there. Jessom still in the goal. Minute 12. Good thing they didn't pull her. As it's back the other way. Chisholm one-on-one with Gabriel. Gabriel stepped up. Pins her player down there. I'd say the next time back up the ice, we're in the final minute to play here. Lynx need to get that puck outside the zone. Held in. Dumped in off the skate. Maybe a good bounce there as the Select's able just to get it inside the zone. All the way back. Rose McLean. She just fires that around. McCaddy. McLean finds it again. Now it's back the other way. Landry, nice move around the left side. Ava Landry, opportunity shot there. She tried to go off the blocker, and I think Field thought it was going to go on the glove side, and Jessom now. And we're going to have a 30-second timeout. Lynx going to try and drop the equalizer here. Jessom to the bench for the extra attacker. So we'll step aside here for just a moment. Both teams discuss the final 30 seconds of the game. Hang tight, we'll be right back. All right, folks, 30-second timeout done. Jessom is actually going to go back into the goal here. So the Lynx actually have 6 players on the ice right now. Now, maybe just a miscommunication there, but she'll come to the bench now. The extra attacker, so 30.1 seconds left to go. Face-off inside the select zone. Landry and Richards on the draw. That one's going to go all the way down. Will it have enough to go into the back of the net? Just by the post, and that's going to be an icing. And anxious moments there. You could hear a pin drop here in the Hector Arena for that 5 seconds. That puck rolling down the ice. Need a face-off here. If you're the Cape Breton Lynx, 22.6 seconds. We'll round up, 23 for us, but go by the one on the rink here. So once again, Landry and Richards. Landry wins a draw back from McGinnis. McGinnis just towards the goal. Dance off, Cremo. Tries to center, they do, and it's going to go all the way out into the slot. Rose McLean, she's going to find that loose puck. And a foot race back as Gabriel turns, fires an option, didn't panic, going to have to hurry up here. McGinnis, carry, she gets ridden into the wall over there. Cremo and over the line, and that's gonna do it. A 2-1 final for the Selects, and a fantastic effort from the Lynx, who come up just a bit short. Final shots on goal, 32-29 in favor of the Lynx, who, like I said, fall to 4-6-1, and the Selects remain at the top of the leaderboard, 12-1 record. A great game from both sides here from the Hector Arena, and that's going to do it for our coverage here of this one. We thank you very much for tuning in. You've been watching the Maritime Major Girls Hockey League here on High Button Sports. A full day of hockey. Stay with us. We'll be back for the next one. Have a great day.